Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I think this summer school here has been very interesting to me. I didn't quite know what to expect. I've heard of this place, of course, because many people I'm interested in have been here, both as students and as teachers, and some very legendary figures. And one of the founding people here, one of the people involved in the very creation of this, I know was Jean-François Uttar. And he's a philosopher who was very present in the discussions about art and about society and politics and philosophy in the 80s and 90s. That was the time when I was studying, and he was just someone that everybody referred to, and then he kind of a little bit faded away. But there's an interest in him again, and I have a very special kind of interest because he was a key intellectual, I mean a first-rate thinker, I would say, who entered the art world through a few interventions, a few more traditional ones, namely articles, some of them published in Art Forum, where I'm also involved, but then something rather unexpected, a massive show, a big exhibition at the Pompidou Center in Paris. And that's an unusual thing that a philosopher curates, or rather it became a little bit more normal after the Uttar, so one can wonder whether he triggered this whole development or if it would have come anyhow. Anyhow, I would say that his show Les Immatériaux was one of the most amazing things, one of the most curious things, and one of the most ambitious exhibitions ever to have been produced, I think. There are great shows and there are great biennials and documenta and all of this, but this was an intellectual endeavor of a different caliber, maybe. Anyhow, I'm very used to the art world now. That's where I work. I run a museum. I've been working at art schools, and I'm a curator, basically. But I have a background in philosophy, and that's what I spent my 20s and most of my 30s doing, writing, translating, and both worlds have their positive sides and their limitations, and the art world is in many ways interesting and rather open and sometimes a little bit superficial, and that's an interesting thing, that it can be both. If you look at Art Forum, you get the ads for Gucci and other brands, and at the same time you get articles by people like Jean-François Lyotard or Arthur Danto and the leading thinkers. But the art world is maybe sometimes a little bit too populist even sometimes. Museums want big audiences. It's a little bit perhaps too, well, what should I say, populist sometimes. The academic world, as I know it, is sometimes the opposite. It's wonderful, very sophisticated, but sometimes when you write something specialized, you have an audience of maybe 3 people. And I actually finished a thesis in philosophy, and I think it was not in any way groundbreaking, but it was, as most doctoral thesis is very specialized, and in the end it probably interested 10 people, or maybe a little bit more if we're optimistic. Anyhow, I think somewhere between these worlds, somewhere between the kind of academic world of seminars and research and a kind of open world of exhibitions and museums that actually do represent some sort of public realm, that's where the most interesting things happen. And I've always been attracted to those things. Some art academies, some universities, some kind of interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary seminars seem to be the most productive places for new thinking. And I think the summer school is an example of that. And I've been very happy to be involved. It's the first time, and I hope to be involved in the future a little bit too.